All right, welcome back to our show. I was just talking with some of our guests out there. All right. Deciding whether to take steps to get in-home help for an elderly or ailing relative is a big deal. Their care and comfort is extremely important, but so is yours. Vince Maffio with Comfort Keepers is here to tell us how taking care of them is also a way to take care of yourself. Welcome, sir.
It's great to be here, thank you. And I also feel privileged. Other people are talking about this seat because I was in this seat last month when you were on your cruise.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a tough time getting it back once.
I know, really. Don't get too comfortable there, Vince. All right. So we mentioned earlier in the show the whole concept of the sandwich generation. I think there are some people out there who don't know what that means.
Yeah, and as you were saying before, it has nothing to do with food.
No.
It's a demographic term that people talk about, the fact that people are literally caught in the middle. So you, as a sandwich generation member, you have your own family, you have your own career that you're taking care of, and now you're responsible for taking care of an elderly parent. So you're literally caught in the middle. You're the meat in the sandwich, basically. And so our company, Comfort Keepers, has a solution for those who are caught in the middle. And that's really what we base our entire company on, is providing care for the aging relatives so that you don't have to, so that you can continue with your career, continue raising your family, things like that.
Well, and the sandwich generation, they're responsible for so many things these days. And studies have shown that when you're caring for a loved one who's ill, often the person who's giving the care gets ill as well. So, I mean, it behooves them to get help.
Exactly, and it may not necessarily be right away, because in addition to caring for families that are in the sandwich generation, we also care for families who are having an elderly parent being discharged from the hospital. So you have an immediate need for having a caregiver in order to get mom or dad transitioned back from home. But with and that's a very simple thing to do, because you see the need and there it is, and you take care of it by having a caregiver. But with the sandwich generation, it could take weeks, months, or even years before somebody realizes, hey, I'm really burning myself out. And especially in today's economy, you know, people don't want to give up their careers, they don't want to give up their jobs, they need the income. So they have to say, well, something has to give, and at that point, that's when they turn to us to hire a caregiver to take care of mom or dad.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about Comfort Keepers and what kind of personal care that you guys provide.
Well, there's really two types of care. There's companion care, which is doing things such as meal preparation, light housekeeping, transportation to doctor's appointments, and things like that. But what we're really known for is what we call personal care.
Okay.
And that is help with things such as grooming, bathing, helping back and forth to the restroom, transferring from one location in the house to the other. Those are the types of things that we find that family members don't necessarily want to do. They'll do family members will do the companionship, but when it comes to do more of the heavy-duty personal care, that's when they call the companies such as Comfort Keepers. And so we have trained and bonded and insured caregivers that we carefully screen. In fact, we reject over 90% of the people that apply for a job with us, because we're looking for a specific skill set of people that can do the job and that we would feel comfortable putting into somebody's home. So we have a caregiver that we train and screen, and we match them up with your family.
So you feel more comfortable inviting that person into your home. That's nice.
Absolutely.
That's good to know. So what are some of the signs that people should look out for when considering in-home care for an elderly loved one? When should they consider it?
Well, some of the things you should look for would be if there's something that they're struggling with right now that maybe your mom or dad hasn't struggled with in the past. So you could look for things like hygiene. Are they not really taking care of their appearance? Are they not eating as well? Do you see bills piling up in the corner of the desk? Things like that. Look for subtle changes. Again, it's not something that is very dramatic, but it happens over time. So you're going to have to look over time for trends. A way to start the conversation with a family member about bringing a caregiver into the home.
I was going to ask you that, because even if it were me, I might be a little bit resistant.
Yeah, most people are resistant. In fact, 2/3 of the time we get calls from the adult children, i.e. the sandwich generation. It's very rarely the senior himself or herself that calls us saying, hey, I need help. It's almost always the son or daughter, and it's almost always the daughter. It's just something that we found in our bookkeeping that's who's generally calling.
What are some tips on how to bring up the conversation?
Well, a couple of things that you can do to make it a little bit less threatening is you can talk about things such as if the parent has long-term care insurance. That's an insurance policy that most folks take out when they're about 50 years old or so, and you pay the premiums for a period of time, and then once you need help with any of the 2 activities of daily living, such as grooming or bathing or help with eating or transferring, a doctor will say, all right, this person needs help with activities. That's when you can start using the long-term care insurance policy. So you ask the question, do you have a long-term care insurance policy? The second thing is there's a very a little known Veterans Administration benefit called the Aid and Attendance Benefit, which provides economic benefit to not only veterans who served in a war, but also the surviving spouse.
Wow.
And so we are able to go and talk with families and find out if they're eligible for this reimbursement. It's an amazing program that for some reason the VA is not publicizing very much.
So there is a lot of help out there.
There is some help.
All they need to do is give you a call.
Give us a call. The most common misconception is that people think that Medicare pays for this, but it doesn't. So that's why we look for alternate forms of subsidizing the care in the home.
Okay, and you've got a special offer for our viewers.
We
out
do.
there.
We will offer $100 off the first week of service, and all you need to do is give us a call. We'll guide you through the entire process in terms of the questions that we ask, the types of care that you need. We'll design a care program especially for you. Best way to reach us is our phone number, which is 933-8383.
Okay.
Or you can go to our website at comfortkeepers.com.
And you've got 3 different locations there.
We do. We can basically serve any client in Sacramento, Placer County, or El Dorado County.
All right, Vince Maffio, thank you so much for being on the show, sir.
Thanks
How's it
for having
feel?
me. Good. I like this chair. I'm getting used to it.
All right. Well, stick around, would you?
I will.
Okay. Well, taking care of your outdoor space doesn't have to be a